Hi, Bobo. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? My name is Chef Alia Janiska with Fusion Melange. I'm out here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and as you can see, I am Haitian. I am filming this today because I would love to reach out to Chef Marcus Samuelson and Bon Appetit magazine on the recent post of their take of soup joumou. I would love to teach you, Chef Marcus Samuelson, on how to make soup joumou. Today, I'm going to demonstrate on how to make soup joumou and all the ingredients that go in there. Of course, Haitian Twitter, Haitian Facebook went off. We were very upset because we felt disrespected. If you know the history behind soup joumou, you would understand the deep-rootedness that made us very upset. Come today with us in a journey on how to do soup joumou, and we'll go from there. Okay, now we're going to clean our meat. In Haitian culture, we clean everything with lime. In Caribbean culture also, it's not just us in Haiti that does that. We're going to squeeze our lime into our beef cubes, and this is beef cubes, and clean it up really good with the lime. And remember, this is just a quick version on how to do it, okay? Everyone has their version of making it. And once you're done, I have extremely hot water in my sink. So I'm going to chauder, which means you clean it with hot water. You rinse it off with hot water. My water is extremely hot, so there's no need for me to boil it. You're done chaudering it, which is washing it with hot water. You're gonna place it back in your bowl. The beef cube it is, and whatever meats that you want to use. I'm just using beef cubes. And you're going to take your épices. This is like the essential. This is the go-to to everything with Haitian culture. We call it épices. It's a blend of different ingredients to create our own spice. I'm going to drop a few in here. And you're going to mix it in. Make sure you wash your hands thoroughly. I myself, I love smoked turkey. I put it in everything. In my bouillon, which is a Haitian soup also. I put it in my legume. I put it in everything. I love smoked turkey. I love the flavor that it adds. So I'm going to rinse my smoked turkey. It's already partially cooked. It's smoked. It's you don't need to wash it and do all of that. But I'm going to rinse it anyway because it's in me. It's in my culture. So I'm going to run cold water over it and rinse it very well. Some Haitians would still wash it with lime, but there's really no need because it's smoked already. Now that I have my meat trempé, which is, marinating, and I have my smoked turkey to the side, I normally use adobo, but I have many of my Haitian people that use Maggi. So we're gonna do both today. I normally use cooked with adobo, but we're gonna do both today. Unfortunately, I don't know how to measure. We just measure by our eyes. Put a little bit of adobo and a little bit of Maggi in your meat and allow it to sit there and marinate. I like to put a little bit of red pepper flakes for a kick, even though I'm going to use my pima, which is a habanero pepper, and mix. Now that we season our meat, nous bien épicé, put the épices and everything in there, we're going to take it to the stove and have it to start boil. Okay, I'm going to put my smoked turkey in. And I'm going to put my seasoned beef in. Now I'm going to take a little bit of water to put in here. You don't want to put too much because you need all the flavors to stay in there. You put a little bit of water so we can get our meat to start boiling. Okay, I'm going to pour my water in. Not a lot because you want to maintain the flavor and everything so the meat can cook very good with all the spices. And you can add seasonings as you go. Like I said, this is my version of making a soup joumou. Every Haitian has their way, but the end result is always the same. While your meat is boiling, you're going to take your pumpkin or your calabaza squash. I like to use butternut squash. I'm unorthodox, but it adds beautiful flavor and texture also to the soup joumou. You're going to take your squash. You're going to de-seed it. Once you're done de-seeding it, you're going to use a paring knife. Be very careful because the skin is very tough. So you're going to, and make sure the knife is very sharp. And you're going to peel it, and then you're going to get it ready to boil. Okay, so now our squash, our joumou, is going to boil. I like to put a little bit of salt. Please don't ask me how much am I measuring. Like I said, us Haitians, we barely ever measure. It's everything with eyes. But I will work on the measurements for everyone. And once again, I'm going to say it again. Every Haitian makes their soup differently. We all have our take on making the soup, but the end result is what we're looking for. Okay, so while your meat is boiling and your squash, your joumou, is boiling, we're going to rinse the rest of the ingredients that are going to go into the soup, okay? Which is parsley, chayote or coyote squash, rutabaga. No, this is what, I forgot the name of this, but I'll come back to it. Your leek, carrots, fresh garlic, and scallions. We're going to go ahead and rinse them off and of course your fresh thyme. We're going to go ahead and rinse them off and prepare them for the soup. Okay, so we have all of our vegetables cut up with our fresh thyme, fresh garlic, everything cut up. And I'm going to now put it into the smoked turkey and the beef that's boiling. And so we can move ahead. Okay, so first of all, I have to let you know, the sweet smells that's going on in this kitchen right now is heavenly. I feel like I'm at home in Haiti as I'm cooking this. I feel like I'm in tune with my ancestors. Okay, so now that we have our joumou, our squash, all boiled, we're going to place it in the blender. And what I do, you don't necessarily have to do it, but I use the same broth from the soup broth and put it in here with the joumou so I can blend it. So now we're going to blend it until it's pureed. We're reaching the final stages. We're going to put our noodles in. Some Haitians use rigatoni, some use penne, some use macaroni, spaghetti. I'm using penne pasta today. So we're going to go ahead and put it in so it can go in and so it can start boiling, and I'm going to add my cabbage. These are the final stages, and when I tell you the smell is glorious in here, it's wonderful. This is what it looks like before we add our joumou. We're going to allow the cabbage to cook and the pasta to cook a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and add the joumou. Okay, we're getting to the final stages. This is the joumou. It's blended very well, and remember my way, I put calabaza squash and I use butternut squash. We're about to pour it in. Okay, Chef Marcus Samuelson, this is what soup joumou looks like. The aroma, the hardiness of it. I can feel my ancestors here with me. January 1st, 1804. Ay, bobo! This is the finished result of soup joumou. Everyone in my home is enjoying it. Chef Marcus Samuelson, give me a call so I can teach you about the history of Haiti and the real true history behind soup joumou. Have a wonderful day. Fusion Melange Chef Ariette Janeska from Virginia Beach, Virginia.